you ever heard the saying, I believe in belief? Well, if you've ever watched Ted Lasso, that saying is familiar to you, as is his sign, believe, that goes along with it. What does it mean? Even if you feel the deck is stacked against you, you can do it if you think you can. One of Ted's mantras is that believing is something that comes from within, not from the outside. At one point in the show, when AFC Richmond, which is a fictional football team in the UK, and they're about to start their match with Man City, Ted says, "Do you believe in miracles?" It's a way to motivate and inspire his team and make them believe that they have a chance to pull off an upset. Of course, it's an ode and clear reference to the 1980 U.S. ice hockey team who pulled off one of the biggest upsets in history. Now, we're here to talk about TV shows today. This is about insurance. But many of these same principles apply to what Jason Kilgo has been doing at KilGO Insurance in Richmond, Virginia. Things like the importance of coaching, the value of team, the role that confidence plays, and the fact that while talent's good, delivery, consistency, and making numbers are better. So Jason's here to talk about his sales process, why it works, how it works, and I hope it gives everyone the opportunity to be thinking. So one of the things that I think is so awesome about you and your agency, you're kind of known a little bit for really focusing on closing new sales on that initial call. And that is a little bit of a mini miracle in insurance in and of itself. How do you do that?
We start off the call really just asking questions about them, learning about them, their lifestyle and how they live and the risks that they face every day. We uncover and try to discover as much as we can about who they are and then what problems they face. So then from there, when we go over that, we're asking some questions ultimately to lead us to the umbrella policy. So we lead with the umbrella. What are your bodily injury limits? Has anyone ever explained what an umbrella policy is? And then we go into a story. There's thousands of stories. If you don't know what story to say, that's the question I get the most. How do you come up with all your umbrella stories? I call my underwriters. I call my claims reps. Hey, what have you heard as one of the craziest umbrella stories you ever heard? What's that 1 in a million? What if that happened? And that's what we go into. And then we're initially, I guess, scaring them a little bit. But because we tell that story, people remember it. So now they may not, fully understand what their bodily injury limits are, but they understand what an umbrella policy is. They understand how important it is. And once we get that, they understand the meaning of insurance and why they need to have it. And it's just an easy close.
How do you motivate that team? I mean, so much of what I'm hearing you talk about is related to your agency culture, and there's a lot of different parts of that, but one is motivating your team.
I really think it starts with the interview process and day one and how you bring your people on. I do a really good job of explaining exactly what our expectations are. And I really have solid, good people that want to come to work every day. They have a passion for what they do. Sometimes it amazes me, the extra mile they go for our clients. And I'll say this, I not one of my people come from Indeed. It's not that I don't believe in it. I think there's great candidates out there, but these are people that came to me. One of our employees was a previous client. So, people come to us and want to work because they see what we're doing and they want to make a difference and they believe they love their job.
50% of agents told us this year in a national survey of independent agents that their number one challenge right now is recruitment, and it's finding people. So tell me about your recruitment process and where you are finding the candidates.
Sure. I'll be the first to say I'm not perfect. I've definitely made mistakes. But what I try to do is find people that I see myself having some kind of a bond with, that I could have coffee with. I could share a beer with. I could see our families hanging out. I think that's important, because it's, that's like a second family. I'm going to give you a perfect example. Now we do have, we use Ideal Traits. So that helps where it puts stuff out on Indeed and ZipRecruiter. I also use joinhandshake.com, which is a hiring site from all the colleges in the nation. Get good candidates from there. But the ones that seem to be a perfect fit, I'm always looking. If I see someone that's a go-getter, I'm giving them an opportunity. I'm going to see where it goes in the interview process. We have a 12-step hiring process. It seems like it gets longer every time I hire someone because there's more things I want to know. We want to see them on video. We want to see them write an email. I want to see how they sound over the phone. What's their tone like? What's their energy level? What's their attitude? Are they positive? Those are big things for me because it's unteachable. I can't teach those things. Insurance, I can teach. I can't teach those things.
For an agency that really wants to focus on their culture and, and how that ties to brand and mission and their why and how you extend that through your employees externally to your customers and prospects, how do you do that? And why do you think that level of confidence matters?
I love what I've built here, but you can't do it by yourself. I really feel that's impossible. It's definitely a team career. And so it took me a many months to come up with, what is our true why? Why do I want to put KilGO? Why do I want to run a business? Why does KilGO Insurance exist? And a lot of people would say, "Oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to help people. I want to be more in the community. I can, I'm better than some of the, the captive carriers." Or you got to really dive deep. And I took months to dive deep and really think about what I was going to do for the future. And I think many agents need to do that. They need to sit back and really figure out what the values and what their mission statement is and what they want to accomplish. And for me, and what we go over every meeting and what we really believe in and are passionate about is helping people live life confidently. Confidence is a big deal to me. I really think anything we do in this world, you need confidence to do it. If you want to be great at something, you got to have the confidence to take the first step, and you're going to fall down and have the confidence to get back up and keep going. And so that mission statement right there is right from the beginning. It is on our handbook. It is everywhere. And our people really just truly believe in it. And I think it's part of it is I've just hired really good people that really do care about the coverages and what they're offering and how to treat people. It's not just, hey, we took care of this. Are you happy? Great. Hang up the phone and hopefully you get a 5-star Google review. We really go the extra mile to make sure that we've wowed people. They want to tell others about us. They want to tell their coworkers. They want to tell their family. We've been able to grow organically this whole time. So just by client referral and referral partner referral, that's how we've grown. And that doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen if you just say, I want to work in insurance. So my team is very dedicated to that mission statement.
So the personal side of this, the relationship side, I can tell it's incredibly important to you and your agencies. Talk to me a little bit about the technology side. Or, how are you using technology? How is that, what role does technology have in terms of helping you make the sale? Where does that fit into your agency?
I go to the depths to make sure my team has the best technology. Right now, we are all, everything communicates, everything talks between NowCerts, Agency Zoom, and Dialpad, my phone system. But, with AI technology and, Chat GPT and everything else, we're looking at other ways that we can communicate with our audience to get feedback, to win, to get prospects. We've done some SEO things to really highlight our website. I can tell you right now, I really do a lot of research on technology, on what's available out there and what's coming. So I'm in the know. We were doing automation 3-4 years ago before anybody even lifted a finger on it, or most didn't. And now I feel like I don't want to be behind. I want to stay in the front. So everything is automated. Clients can expect text, voicemail drops, emails. I'm looking at avatars for chat bots. So we're really diving into everything to stick with the times. Now I prefer this kind of communication, selling over Zoom or selling face to face. I would say 90%, 99% of our business is done over the phone. But I think the audience is now changing to where people they want to be educated, but they first want to be introduced in a faster way. So we've now got a link for a fast app that we send them. They can fill out their information. We have it all. That way, when we talk to them, we can one call close.
Sometimes we hear this tug of war of that insurance is this relationship business. It needs to maintain itself and continue to be a relationship business. But on the other hand, you hear people say, no, we need to be adopting technology. We need to be meeting the expectation of today's customer. But I think the real important part of this is something that you've demonstrated can be done, which is you can bridge that. You can use technology to meet the expectation of the customer, and you can deepen and build that relationship. And in doing so, seemingly collect some data to better understand your agency, your insureds, and even further service their needs.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm trying to say is initially, we want to respond and help those clients on how they want to be helped. But I feel like human to human interaction is always going to be in the equation. So what we do is we want to let them in the way they want to come in. They want to fill out an app. They don't want to talk to an agent. They want to do something online. Fine, that's fine. But then once we have that information, we are setting up that appointment to talk with them so that we can walk them through and make sure they understand what they're actually getting. I mean, how many people out there having, auto insurance don't even understand what it is? And how many business owners have that commercial policy and just hope they never have a claim because they don't know what they have. They don't know what the gaps are. So I think that agent to person, to client, to prospect is always, it has to be there in some aspect. And then once we get them on the phone and once we get in front of them, that's when we can do our job, go through the questions, go through the discovery, go through the storytelling, and close.